Happening now, the House has passed a stopgap funding bill to avert a government shutdown. And Allegany County proclaims November 16, 2023 as Rural Health Day. Plus, New York City subway hit 1 billion rides this year.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us at West New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, on November 13, 2023, at approximately 1:45 p.m., the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office responded to reports of a disorderly subject on Ellicott Road, situated in the town of Portland. The ensuing investigation revealed that 33-year-old Thomas A. Schmidt Jr. was the subject in question and had an outstanding felony warrant. In an attempt to apprehend Schmidt, law enforcement allegedly encountered resistance during the arrest. However, officers successfully subdued him and took him into custody. Schmidt now faces charges of criminal mischief in the 3rd degree, resisting arrest, and harassment in the 2nd degree. Following his apprehension, Schmidt was transported to the Chautauqua County Jail, where he awaits a cap arraignment. The nature of the felony warrant and additional details surrounding the incident were not provided in the initial report. Well, in other news, Erie County District Attorney John J. Flynn revealed that Karula I. Haseen, a 32-year-old Buffalo resident employed as a delivery driver, was arraigned this morning before Orchard Park Town Court Justice Jorge S. De Rosas. Haseen faces one count of leaving the scene of an incident resulting in death, classified as a Class D felony. The incident occurred on Monday, November 13, 2023 at approximately 8:19 p.m., prompting a response from Orchard Park Police Department and Erie County Sheriff's Office. The victim, a 65-year-old male from Rochester, was struck near Stadium Drive on Southwestern Boulevard and later succumbed to injuries at ECMC after being transported by Orchard Park EMS. Following the hit and run, the suspect vehicle was located in the city of Buffalo. Haseen is accused of driving away from the scene without reporting the incident to the authorities. He now faces legal proceedings with the felony hearing scheduled for Friday, November 17th at 4:30 p.m. Haseen is currently held without bail. If convicted, Haseen could be sentenced to a maximum of 7 years in prison. Well, in other news, U.S. Attorney Trina E. Ross announced today that Matthew Skolman, 37, of Rochester, New York, who was convicted of possession of child pornography following a previous conviction, was sentenced to serve 186 months in prison and 15 years supervised release by Chief U.S. District Judge Elizabeth A. Wolford. Assistant U.S. Attorney Kyle P. Rossi, who handled the case, stated that between May 2021 and June 2022, Schulman engaged in sexually explicit online communications with who he believed was an 11-year-old girl, but was actually an undercover New York State police investigator. During the conversation, Schulman asked the child to produce and send him child pornography, and he tried to persuade the child to meet him for sex. Schulman also distributed child pornography depicting prepubescent minors in an attempt to groom the child for sexual activity. On June 7, 2022, the New York State Police and Homeland Security Investigations executed a search warrant at Schulman's Rochester residence and took him into custody. At the time of his arrest, Schulman was a registered sex offender on probation for a June 2016 conviction of possessing child pornography in Monroe County Court. Well, in other news, attorney Trina E. Ross announced today that a 50-year-old South Wales, New York man was arrested and charged by criminal complaint with possession of child pornography, which carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jonathan P. Cantil, who is handling the case, stated that according to the complaint, on October 15, 2023, Matthew Fisher, 50, turned his school-owned laptop into the IT department because the keyboard was not working properly. On October 24, 2023, an IT employee who was notified of a low-severity alert on Fisher's school-issued laptop. While searching the laptop, the employee allegedly recovered files which included links such as Neverland and Lost Boys. The employee accessed one of the web pages which depicted naked boys under the age of 10 conducting sexual acts on each other. The employee copied and moved the files to a thumb drive and notified the head of the Gao school. The thumb drive was turned over to the FBI, and the Western New York Regional Computer Forensic Laboratory conducted a preliminary forensic analysis which recovered images of child pornography. Some of the images appear to be from a covert camera and depict clothed male children in a bedroom believed to be on campus of the Gao school. The images include timestamps ranging from January of 2019 through September of 2023. Fisher has been terminated from his position at the Gao school. Fisher made an initial appearance this afternoon before U.S. Magistrate Judge Jeremiah J. McCarthy and is being held pending a detention hearing on November 17, 2023. As WNY News Now continues, the House passed a stopgap funding bill to avert a government shutdown. And later, Allegany County proclaims November 16, 2023 as Rural Health Day. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights.
Vests.
Please, give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over. When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger.
This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
In a bipartisan effort, the House of Representatives passed H.R. 6363, a stopgap funding measure designed to avert a government shutdown. The bill extends appropriations and authorities under the jurisdiction of 4 appropriations subcommittees until January 19, 2024, and the other 8 subcommittees until February 2, 2024. The decisive vote of 336 to 95 reflects a consensus among lawmakers on the urgency of maintaining government operations. This funding package will now move to the Senate for further consideration, aiming to provide a temporary solution to keep critical federal agencies functioning. The measures receive support from both sides of the aisle, with lawmakers emphasizing the detrimental effects of government shutdowns on regular legislative processes. Some legislators voiced their concerns, arguing that government shutdowns hinder the normal functioning of Congress, preventing it from returning to regular order. The approved funding measure ensures that vital federal agencies serving across the United States can continue their operations for the next 2 months, averting potential disruptions. Democrats in particular expressed satisfaction with the package, contending that it accommodates most of their demands without imposing drastic spending cuts. The bill's passage aligns with the broader goal of maintaining stability in government operations and avoiding the economic repercussions associated with shutdowns. Lawmakers who supported the measure stressed the importance of finding common ground and preventing disruptions to essential services. They emphasized that such stopgap funding measures are a necessary tool to bridge political divides and ensure the continued functioning of federal agencies. Conversely, those who voted against the bill expressed reservations about relying on short-term funding solutions. Some argued for a more comprehensive approach to budgeting, expressing the need for a long-term solution that provides stability and predictability for government operations. Well, in other news, Allegany County, known for its scenic landscapes and tight-knit communities, recognizes the significance of rural areas in the United States. With a staggering 61 million people, approximately 19.7% of the U.S. population, residing in rural communities covering 86% of the nation's land area, the health and well-being of these citizens remain a top priority for the state. Rural regions often grapple with distinctive hurdles, including accessibility issues, shortages of healthcare providers, transportation barriers, an aging population susceptible to chronic conditions, and a higher percentage of un- and underinsured citizens. Despite these challenges, rural communities showcase resilience, resourcefulness, innovation, and collaboration, addressing local issues with creative solutions. To draw attention to these unique circumstances, the National Organization of State Offices of Rural Health, NOSORH, founded National Rural Health Day, an annual celebration observed on the third Thursday of November. This day serves as a reminder of the special needs and opportunities that rural communities encounter in their pursuit of quality healthcare services. In a proclamation dated November 8, 2023, W. Brooke Harris, chairman of the Allegany County Board of Legislators, officially declared November 16, 2023 as Rural Health Day in Allegany County. The proclamation encourages citizens to participate in celebrating the power of rural and to recognize the vital contributions and achievements of healthcare providers, organizations, and other stakeholders serving rural areas. Chairman Harris further urges individuals, organizations, businesses, and community leaders to actively support initiatives focused on enhancing rural healthcare access, addressing health disparities, and fortifying rural healthcare systems. The proclamation highlights the role of dedicated health professionals in rural America who deliver essential health services, providing comprehensive and individualized care to residents. This declaration underlines the commitment of Allegany County to prioritize the well-being of its rural citizens and emphasizes the collaborative effort required from various sectors to overcome challenges and strengthen healthcare services in these areas. The Power of Rural celebration on November 16, 2023 is not just a symbolic gesture, but a call to action for everyone to contribute towards improving the healthcare landscape in rural America. Well, in other news, Governor Kathy Hochul announced that the Metropolitan Transportation Authority hit 1 billion trips on the New York City subway in 2023. The billionth customer was identified as Brian Jones from Teaneck, New Jersey, who tapped into the subway system at 175 Street A station at 10:54 a.m. This milestone comes 6 weeks earlier than last year when the subway reached 1 billion rides on December 27th. We have made historic investments enhancing service and safety on the subways, encouraging millions of riders into the system every day, Governor Hochul said. Hitting the 1 billion ride mark far ahead of last year is a testament to our work, and I am excited to see us break ridership records week after week. Subway ridership continues to grow in 2023. Last week, over 23 million subway rides were taken, an 8% increase from the same week in 2022. MTA Acting Chief Customer Officer Shanifa Riera said, "It's great to be celebrating yearly ridership milestones earlier and earlier, and it's more evidence of customers turning to the subway to get them to where they need to go. It's easier than ever to ride on the subway with OMNY as more and more customers are tapping away." New York City Transit President Richard Davey said, "We've made great progress in providing faster, cleaner, and safer service, and customers have responded by choosing to take the subway 1 billion times this year at a faster pace than last year. I'm looking forward to delivering millions more rides before the end of 2023. Billionth subway rider Brian Jones said, "This has kind of been a reintroduction to the subway for me. Just took a new role here in New York. I had been working virtually for the last 3 years, and so it was great to return on the tail end of that gap and to see that I can tap my debit card and walk right through the turnstile. I come from New Jersey. I can stop and have a cup of coffee in the terminal upstairs before I jump into my meetings, and so the subway has always been a part of my day and will continue to be a part of my day, and it's great to experience these improvements as the journey continues." Jones received $100 in OMNY value card, OMNY t-shirt, NYCT subway map glasses cleaner, and an OMNY button. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority's OMNY fare payment system also experienced usage growth in 2023, reaching 1 billion taps on July 26th. OMNY market share of full fare subway rides is now above 73%. Customers are expressing their approval of OMNY, giving it a 79% satisfaction rate in the latest Spring 2023 Customers Count survey. Customers have tapped into all 472 subway stations and boarded 204 local bus routes and 31 express buses. Of the 195 countries that issue bank cards, OMNY has processed a card from every single one of them. Well, coming up next, April 2024 total solar eclipse expected to draw thousands to Niagara Falls. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. The National Weather Service in Cleveland, as well as the National Weather Service in State College, have issued a special weather statement for Erie, Crawford, Warren, and McKean counties in northwestern Pennsylvania until 6 p.m. this evening. The combination of dry and windy conditions this afternoon and evening will create an elevated risk of wildfire spread across western and northern Pennsylvania. Residents in these areas are urged to exercise caution if they will be handling any potential ignition sources such as machinery, cigarettes, or matches, because if dry grasses or tree litter begin to catch fire, the fire will have the potential to spread rather quickly. So keep this in mind if you live across northwestern Pennsylvania this evening. Well, the NOAA Climate Prediction Center has updated their 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, which spans November 22nd through November 28th, to include below average temperatures now across much of the Northeast and the Great Lakes. If you remember, a couple of days ago they were favoring above average temperatures for this time period, but recent updates in the models have shown that colder air will be likely across the Northeast as we head into Thanksgiving and towards the end of the month. The almanac for today made it to a high of 48 degrees yesterday in the city of Jamestown, which is our average for this time of year. Our low for today yesterday was 32, and the records for today 70 set back in 1989 was the record high, and a record low of 12 set back in 1933. So here's future scan through the overnight hours tonight and into the day tomorrow. Generally a nice quiet night out there tonight, partly cloudy. The mainly clear skies across the region will continue with dry, beautiful weather tomorrow. Another day of partly to mostly sunny skies for your Thursday, but that weather will begin to change as we head into Friday. Clouds will begin to increase across the region Thursday night and to Friday, out ahead of our next system, which will push a cold front through the region later Friday afternoon and into Friday evening, which will bring another round of rain showers to the region, followed by some colder air for the weekend. So here's your forecast for your Thursday in full detail. Partly to mostly sunny skies tomorrow. One more mild day before colder air returns back to the region. Highs tomorrow range from the upper 50s to the lower 60s with a south wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. The rest of that 7-day outlook from Ultimate Solutions. So we start off Friday mainly dry, and then the rain showers arrive later in the afternoon and evening hours. High temperatures for Friday will occur in the morning hours and will drop in through the 40s for the rest of the afternoon. Saturday and Sunday over the weekend we'll have a chance for some mixed rain and snow showers with temperatures in the lower 40s, and headed into next week. As of now, Monday looks mainly dry. Then we'll bring another chance for some showers by the middle of next week as temperatures will be in the mid 40s for Monday and Tuesday, and then upper 30s by next Wednesday.
Andrew, thank you. Well, New York Governor Kathy Hochul declared today that the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation, in conjunction with tourism stakeholders in Niagara Falls, New York, is teaming up with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, to organize a series of events and educational programs around the total solar eclipse scheduled for April 8, 2024. Niagara Falls is a spectacular natural backdrop for this once-in-a-lifetime event, and working with NASA to provide programming and education leading up to the eclipse is sure to attract thousands of New Yorkers and visitors to the city, Governor Hochul stated. We are excited to be working with so many of our tourism partners to bring in electric energy throughout the area for the celestial wonder. NASA Associate Administrator for Science Nicola Fox expressed enthusiasm about engaging and educating the community surrounding Niagara Falls. We hope these events, along with all our nationwide eclipse activities, inspire and encourage the next generation, the Artemis generation, of explorers, scientists, and engineers. Beginning on April 4, 2024, NASA scientists, subject matter experts, and astronauts will provide programming and exhibits at various locations throughout the city. These include the Niagara Falls Public Libraries, the Underground Railroad Heritage Center, and the Aquarium of Niagara, the New York Power Authority Power Vista, the Niagara Falls Culinary Institute, and Niagara Falls State Park. All events will be free and open to the public, with reservations possibly required based on space availability. Similar events will be hosted by NASA in several other cities within the Path of Totality. To ensure the health and safety of New Yorkers and visitors during the event, a task force comprising state agencies, authorities, and partners at all levels of government has been established. This collaboration, inspired by the experiences of states and municipalities in the path of the August 2017 eclipse, focuses on preparation, after actions, and recommendations. Working groups cover communications and operations, traffic control and planning, marketing, and education. New York State will play a role in logistical support, managing assets such as parks and roads. In anticipation of the event, Governor Hochul previously announced the opening of state park campgrounds to accommodate visitors, and all available sites are now fully booked. For those interested in experiencing the eclipse in New York State, including suggested viewing areas, planned events, and important safety information, detailed resources are available at www.iloveny.com/eclipse. Niagara Falls is set to experience the eclipse starting at 2:04 p.m. with full totality beginning at 3:18 p.m., lasting 3 minutes and 31 seconds. The eclipse will conclude at 4:31 p.m. Well, coming up next, America Recycles Day, New York emphasizes statewide commitment.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep? Or a flood? Or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
On America Recycles Day, the EPA highlights the transformative journey of recycling in the United States, recognizing its pivotal role in shaping the nation's prosperity and environmental consciousness. Since 1960, the recycling rates have surged from less than 7% to the current 32%. A recent EPA study underscores the economic impact, revealing that recycling and reuse activities contribute to 681,000 jobs and $37.8 billion in wages. The success of recycling in the United States is attributed to the collective efforts of communities and businesses across the country. To further enhance this progress, the EPA urges every American to actively participate in recycling throughout the year, emphasizing the importance of recycling correctly. This includes understanding and adhering to local recycling guidelines. Commonly accepted items like cardboard, metal cans, and paper are staples in local curbside programs, whereas items such as plastic bags, electronics, and batteries should not be placed in curbside recycling bins. Simultaneously, the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, the DEC, is encouraging citizens to celebrate New York Recycles Day. Commissioner Basil Sagos emphasizes the day's significance, highlighting the state's commitment to sustainable waste management practices. New York Recycles Day aligns with the national initiative aiming to raise awareness about the economic, environmental, and social benefits of recycling. New York's participation in New York Recycles Day extends beyond individual effort, with various entities such as community groups, businesses, schools, and government agencies actively engaging in activities that promote waste reduction and recycling. These initiatives include encouraging waste reduction, pledging to establish recycling programs in offices or schools, organizing reuse exchanges, and enhancing awareness of local recycling requirements. Such efforts contribute significantly to informing New Yorkers about the advantages of waste reduction and recycling. The state's commitment to recycling is deeply rooted in its legislative history. New York has implemented some of the nation's most robust recycling initiatives, notably the Solid Waste Management Act. This legislation actively promotes local and state-driven efforts to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Local source separation programs inspired by the Act operate across the state, diverting millions of tons of recyclable materials from landfills. This not only reduces carbon dioxide emissions, but also minimizes energy usage and conserves natural resources. Over a span of more than 3 decades, New York State has invested over $250 million in waste reduction and recycling programs through the Environmental Protection Fund. This funding supports municipal waste reduction and recycling programs by financing essential components like recycling infrastructure, equipment, collection vehicles, local education, outreach programs, and the salaries of local recycling coordinators. These investments contribute to the state's ongoing commitment to sustainable waste management practices, making New York Recycles Day a vital occasion to celebrate and renew this dedication. The DEC's website offers valuable tips on supporting New York Recycles Day, and additional information about participating in this annual event can be found on the Keep America Beautiful America Recyclables Day website. Well, that's going to be it for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. We're also on channel 716 on Roku and at channel716.com. Thank you for watching.